Episode 35, let's rock. We actually don't have to start on that.
We started. We 100% started.
I was trying to impersonate you.
And the thing is, that's gonna be the Instagram clip too.
Episode 35, let's rock.
Let's rock. Let's
Lovely.
go.
We both got our phones out.
Yeah, because it's a topic episode.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Last episode was a riffing episode. We talked about caffeine for 45 minutes, or coffee, which I love. I could do it for another hour.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to a topic episode, our last topic episode was on recovery. Appreciate everyone watching. The feedback has been awesome from that. But I really like to spend time prepping for the topic episodes because the boy wants to provide value. That's all I want to do.
As you should.
And I think
we should.
I think this one's going to provide a lot of value because I spent a lot of time prepping. But even though I spent a lot of time prepping, I want to create a nice, simple, I don't want to say short, but a simple and straightforward approach to what we're going to get into. We teased it last episode. You see the title. We're going to talk about how to lose body fat. Yes, people would say how to lose weight, but I'm being extreme and extra and saying body fat because we're going to get into the difference between the two. You're going to be an expert in this.
By the end?
Right now.
Let's go.
You're not
Shout
right
out
now?
to the sponsor.
Have you ever had to lose weight? Like, were you fat as a kid or no?
Yes. I wasn't fat.
You're chubby?
Yeah, I was chubby. But
Was it those Dunkin' stops your mom would take you
probably.
to? Going off last episode.
Probably. Yeah, I was a chunky kid, but I didn't do anything specifically to lose weight.
Just grew out of it?
I think so.
Did you know I was a fat kid? Did he know?
Did I know?
Yeah, dude, the reason I bring that up too is
You were thick.
I wanted to bring that up because you're so right, but more so because
Thick.
even though I look like this crazy fitness guy and endurance guy, I did struggle with weight.
You don't say.
Which is a surprise to many. So I preface that with I understand what a lot of people go through when it comes to weight loss. I was also a one-on-one coach for 4 years dealing with a lot of people trying to lose weight. So I not only have gone through it myself, I've helped people do it. And I really just want to bring all that information that I can into one pod.
This was you as a kid.
I was a munchkin. Can you show the camera?
I literally just pulled up Dunkin' Donuts munchkins.
I was a munchkin.
You were a round munchkin.
But you know what they say.
And you were dark. You were a glazed donut.
You know what you are what you eat.
Were you eating munchies?
I was eating dude, bro, my mom was a Dunkin' connoisseur. She would go every morning just to get coffee.
We have to put up a child photo of you. And I can see it now. It's the one where you're in the Yuki's thing playing soccer.
That's messed up.
Do you know the
Up.
pic?
That's messed up. The wind was blowing. It got my full entire stomach. That was messed up. That was a bad picture. Bad angle, and that was here to stay.
You gotta throw it up.
I have another really bad one that my dad took. It was me. Oh, dude, I would never forget this. My go-to dessert. This is crazy. It was 2 Rice Krispie treats.
Lovely. Sandwich? In between? What's in between?
Give it to him.
No idea.
Ice cream. Dude, I would go.
What, you got mid-bite?
I would, yeah, no, not mid-bite. Me holding it, halfway done it, chocolate all over my face, and I'm like this smiling. Dude, you can see my double chin, my everything. That was bad.
You grew out of that though in high school.
I'll put up. So
you weren't even eating healthy if I'm not mistaken.
No.
You just grew out of it.
This is advice that I will never forget that my dad gave me. And I think about this to this day. He gave me one piece of advice when I was, I think I was like 10 years old. He said, just don't consume your calories and drinks. Dude, it was great advice.
So you were like, give me the cookies.
The Rice Krispies and ice cream.
Yeah.
That's what that turned into. But it was so true because like think about how much sugar and calories you
just
can
talked
get
about
from
it
just drinks. Yeah,
last episode
yeah,
with the
so
coffees.
easy.
Yeah.
But like more sodas too,
yeah,
dude.
but same
Oh.
same vibes.
Like how much does Mountain Dew have? Crazy. 12 ounce. I can get rid of that thing in a minute.
200 maybe. I don't know.
Um,
220.
but yeah. All that to say is, I have a really good understanding from the mental side of it, but then the physical side
Can
of
we
it as
post
well.
pics or no?
Yeah, I'll put them up there.
Yeah, why not?
I'm not ashamed of it.
Why
Look
would
at
you
me
be?
now.
Why
It
would
got
you-
me here.
Yeah, why would you be? Me talking about how you were when you were younger, I feel like it's not making fun of you. If anything, it's like, look
You
at
know
where
what's so funny
look
though?
at where we came from.
Nick used to torture me.
Yeah, my older brother used to torture me for being chubby
Did you have any nicknames?
because he was always skinny. No, he just the typical ones. Good.
No, you first.
No. You made me think of a funny video, but I'll tell you after the pod.
My nickname growing up was Tony 2 Tons.
He told me this.
How messed up is that,
That's
dude?
messed up.
So funny now.
That's dramatic.
But how messed up is that?
That's dramatic.
Here's Tony 2 Tons. It flows very well.
Really
It was a good
does.
nickname. What was the video?
It's not worth the explanation. It's really not that good, but I'll show you after, and it's funny.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's jump into it. So yeah, we're gonna go through weight loss. So I have a couple of things that I want to bring up. First, I want to go through some of the foundational stuff, my recommended approaches, some key things to focus on, and then some things to think about at the end. But some of the basic concepts, and I know you interrupt me when you got a bunch of questions, but I mentioned it right in the beginning, and the title of this episode too. One of the biggest problems, especially today when it comes to weight loss, is that people focus on weight loss when they should be focusing on fat loss, body fat. And this is one of the foundational things because when it comes to our weight, there are so many different components of our weight. But to keep it simple, we have water weight, we have bone mineral density, which is our bone mass.
How much? I've been wondering this lately. How much water weight do you think you have that you'd be carrying at all times?
I don't know.
It's healthy to carry water.
Yeah, very,
obviously.
very.
But what do you think? Like 10 pounds?
I don't know. I don't want to spread out a number. I don't know. But what I do know is if you drink like 8 ounces to 12 ounces of water, it's like a pound of weight. So if you drink like chug water and then get on the scale, it's like a pound. So that's like one of my recommendations for people is when you weigh yourself is to weigh yourself in the morning after you go to the bathroom before you drink any
So it's
water.
consistent, yeah.
So that you try to get rid of the water weight. The other thing with that too is carbs retain water very heavily. So that goes into it too. This goes into why there's so much that goes into weight loss that I'm excited to cover. But water weight's one of them. Bone mass, so bone mineral density, the weight of our bones, muscle mass, and then fat mass. So you have 3 things outside of fat mass that are contributing to our weight, but people just try to lose weight. They just try to get that number on the scale lower, and they'll do anything to do that. And some of them we're going to get into. But I need to emphasize the idea of fat loss because a lot of the recommendations that I'm going to give are specific to fat loss and not just weight loss. We do not want to lose bone and muscle. Bone mineral density are the mass of our bones. We peak at on average around age 30. From there, you cannot increase it. It's going to decline. The rate of decline depends on your lifestyle, so how physically active you are, depends on your nutrition. You can significantly prevent how quickly that
Like
declines.
plateau it a little bit.
Right. Or you can enhance it quite a amount. So bone, that's with bone. Muscle, we can gain muscle throughout age. It's harder later in life, but one of the best things is maintaining or gaining muscle mass. Losing muscle mass is very scary. Very, very scary. We do not want to lose muscle mass, especially as we age. There's a very clear correlation between all-cause mortality, so death, and strength in general. And the way they measure it is with like grip strength. So like, have you ever heard of those like things where you yank it and it gives you a score? That's what they did them off, and it's just a great indicator of strength, and it was very clear correlation. So we are focusing on fat loss, not weight loss. That was a key thing. Next foundational concept would be the whole idea versus calories in versus calories out. Instagram loves this conversation because you have people saying that all that matters is calories in, calories out. Then you have people on the other side that that's not what matters. It matters about the quality of food. I'll preface with I'm in the middle. Calories in, calories out is straight chemistry. It's just a fact. But there's more to it, and that gets into the quality of food. On the note of calories, though, how to actually lose body fat, you have to be in a calorie deficit. So we have this calorie balance. Calorie surplus, eating more calories than you burn throughout the day. Calorie deficit, eating less calories than you burn throughout the day. Calorie maintenance, eating the same amount of calories that you eat throughout the day. Now there's way more to that too. Because people try to lose weight, what do?
Eat less.
So much less. They just try to cut the hell out of
spot
calories.
on. That was so
You're
cool.
so good.
That was so good.
But that will have more detriments than benefits. If you just completely cut calories, you're cutting nutrients, you're cutting your macronutrients, your micronutrients, so your protein, carbs, and fats, your vitamins, your minerals. You're not giving your body the energy it needs, all of this. So there is a lot more than the calories in, calories out, and just getting in a calorie deficit. And that's what we're going to go through today, Carson.
Hell yeah, we are.
So,
brother,
on that note of calories, my next point is I want to talk about how we actually burn calories. I think this is very interesting because not many people know this. Do you know the 4 ways?
We burn calories?
Yeah.
You think I can guess them?
No, but try.
I don't know what the definition would be, but like just by living.
Basal metabolic rate.
Yeah.
1.
Exercise?
Do you know what the term is?
No.
Exercise activity thermogenesis.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna know that.
That's 2.
Wait, was your first one awake or asleep or both?
To keep alive, yeah.
Okay.
Basal metabolic rate. I'll touch on even, but yeah, both.
I mean, you really put me on the spot here.
Basal metabolic rate, exercise. You got 2 more.
Digestion?
Yes, the thermic effect of food. So we actually burn calories when we digest food.
You didn't think I was getting that
I
one?
did not think you were going to get that one. So you should get this one. You have exercise activity thermogenesis.
Recovery? No, that would go into...
No. I'll just give it to you. Unless
Fine.
you have one more guess.
No, we're boring the listener.
Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So all of your calories that you burn throughout non-exercise. So like when you're walking or standing or fidgeting.
Not fair.
Why?
It's not fair.
So go.
If is that in science, like that's in the textbook, I would appeal and say that there's only 3.
Well, let me explain. That might help you. But you
I'm fully helped.
But you did very well.
Thank you.
So I think what you're missing is the basal metabolic rate has nothing to do with any movement at all. If you were to lay in bed all day and sleep all day, these are the amount of calories you would burn. So it has nothing to do. It's just the amount of calories to keep you alive.
I got it. I'm with you.
Right? So for me...
Where you're losing me is the gray area. I know. I know.
Hey.
I wanted to be right. I know. I wanted to be right.
Big deep breath in.
I wanted to be right. Burning calories with your breathing.
I think I'm sitting around like 2,000 calories is my basal metabolic rate. Exercise activity thermogenesis is the calories you burn through a specific structured bout of exercise. It's the amount of calories you burn today on your workout or your run. Non-exercise is everything that you do outside of that single bout. So how many steps do you get per day? So you're walking, your movement, right? I always talk about movement versus exercise. So your movement is your non-exercise. Using a standing desk, right? Those that use a standing desk or that walk around or get 10,000 steps or 5,000, they're going to have a lot more calorie burn through non-exercise thermogenesis because they're just moving their body more, right? So you can have someone who's I'm a great example. I'm a crazy exerciser. I do so much exercise, but my non-exercise is very low because outside of my activity, I'm very lazy because I'm resting for the next day. So there is a difference.
I get it.
You can't clump them.
Who says?
Science.
Okay, fine.
Actually, but the science, they just probably made these up too, so no one says.
Yeah, like I guess my only fight back.
Then just call it thermogenesis.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting nitpicky on it, but if I'm walking to start my workout and I'm walking to the bathroom, they're the same thing.
Now you're getting nitpicky.
Yeah, I know.
But
They're the same thing, so they would fall into the same
yeah, but I'll
funnel.
get into the primary difference between the two.
It's all right.
So, and then I can't believe you got the last one.
I'm
is
pretty
the thermic
smart.
effect of food. I'm just going to leave that to the side. The last three, so everything outside of basal metabolic rate, we can control on a daily basis. Long-term wise, we can control our
How
basal
can we
metabolic
find that
rate.
one out?
Huh?
I know you. How can we find that one out? The not do anything sleeping one.
Basal metabolic rate?
Yeah.
Easiest way is just search BMR calculator or basal metabolic rate calculator online.
Based on like age.
You'll get estimation, so it's weight. I don't know if age goes into it. Weight, height. If you have it, body fat percentage will be a good indicator.
Oh, okay.
And then if you have it too, muscle mass is a big indicator.
Gotcha.
So those are going to be very estimated because going back to my point, so basal metabolic rate you cannot control on a daily basis. The other three that you can. Basal metabolic rate you can control over time. And I really want to emphasize this because this is going to get into our fat loss conversation. The best way to increase your basal metabolic rate is more muscle
Put on
mass.
muscle, yeah.
Right? So the more muscle mass you have, the more calories you'll burn by doing nothing extra. So that's why, dude, some of these bodybuilders or powerlifters, they can eat so much because they have so much muscle
Aside
mass.
from the workout they're doing, their body works extremely hard just to maintain.
Because think about it, right? Carbs are fuel for the muscle. So they have more muscle mass. So they have more muscle that needs more fuel.
Right.
So exactly, yeah. So, and especially for a lot of females that I was coaching with, that whole idea of worrying about getting bulky, this is where that comes into play, where you have to get that out of your head, because if we can put on more muscle mass, and it's not enough to show, but hopefully to tone out, if we can put on more muscle mass, the weight loss, the fat loss journey is easier because you're burning more calories throughout the day. You can eat more food, or you can get in more of a calorie deficit, which we'll touch on. But that's how you can control basal metabolic rate long term, but not in a day-to-day. For exercise activity and non-exercise activity, we can lump them together and just say move more. But I like to separate them because I also separate exercise and movement. Because if
That's
someone who either doesn't have time or doesn't like to do exercise, bro, you can just move all day and burn so many more calories. Think about it. If you're moving all day,
Yeah, labor or something.
not even that.
But I'm saying they're burning crazy calories and none of them are a workout.
Right.
But I get what you're saying too.
That's probably where the terms gets a little deeper, because when you say exercise, it's like a certain heart rate or something, not just like a structure.
Right.
But yeah, dude, that's why a lot of those construction guys, they do not eat healthy, but they maintain a relatively healthy weight because they are moving all day.
Yeah.
So I emphasize that point because you just got to find what you fit. Like for me, I love exercise. So I don't have to really rely on my general movement. I stay moving just to keep my body loose, but I don't have to because I'm burning a lot of calories through my exercise. If you're not an exerciser, no problem. Walk it out.
Yeah, I would say I'm a hybrid.
You're a hybrid for sure. Yeah. You get an equal amount. But on the days that you don't exercise, you walk so much.
I'm trying.
So you balance it out that way. Don't worry about the thermic effect of food. But I think this is step one. To understand that is like step one to really focus on, okay, I know muscle mass is huge for long-term consistent body fat loss. But then what you can do on a day-to-day is, I just think moving your body throughout the entire day, standing desk, breaking up your sitting time, going for walks, dude, best thing you can do. Set a timer, do some push-ups, on whatever it is. So those are the 4 ways that burn calories.
Quiz me again.
Go. Wait.
Quiz me again. Do you have another question?
No.
Yeah.
Here, I'll ask you a question that'll fit you well. What are the 3 ways to burn calories? Yeah, see? You see what I did there?
Okay. Smart ass.
No,
I know. I meant that as like a...
that was mean.
Sorry.
Take that back.
I take it back.
All right, we can continue. All right, so now going back to that, going back to the calorie deficit, because I want everyone,
Okay, yeah.
I
That was
want,
the baseline.
yeah, because I want to now connect. The reason I went through that is because I want to connect the calorie deficit to your basal metabolic rate. So we just mentioned basal metabolic rate is the amount of calories we need that we burn to live, which means we need a certain amount of calories to replace that. What the problem is a lot with people that are trying to lose weight is they cut calories, so they actually consume less than their basal metabolic rate, and now their body doesn't even have enough energy to live, to do natural functionings like digest food, right? Give our muscles energy to walk and move, give our brain energy and nutrients to function. So a lot of times when people just cut calories, it's miserable, dude. They go through this period where they have no energy, they're dragging their feet throughout the day, let alone even try to get a workout in.
You're
So
running on E.
literally lower than E. It's like what I do with my car. I take that thing
Yeah,
as
you do.
low as I can possibly get, and my goal is to be
I
coasting
do
into the
too.
gas station.
You play games.
It's so much fun. But that's what they're doing. So to figure out your calorie expenditure and the amount of calories you should consume, there's calculators online. But the biggest thing is not to go lower than that basal metabolic rate, but then also to get in the right calorie deficit.
So there's a range.
There's a range.
You're not just cutting.
So it depends, but general rule of thumb is 500 calories per day. So it's like 3,500 for the week in a deficit. So eating 500 calories less than you eat throughout the day, eating 500 calories less than you burn throughout the day. So that includes your basal metabolic rate, your exercise activity, your non-exercise activity, and your ignore the thermic effect of food. Just those three. If you eat 500 calories less than that, you will average about 1 pound per week.
Per 500 calories less per day.
Per day, which is 3,500 per week, you burn about a pound per week, on average.
That's the healthy way to
Now
do
that
it.
doesn't mean you go to 1,000 per day.
And burn
It
two.
doubles. It doesn't work like that. That's where you'll get into to getting lower than the basal metabolic rate. So what you need to do first is figure out your energy expenditure. Again, you can get a very general range online. There's I think it's TCEE. There's a couple names for it, but total calorie energy expenditure, or maybe it's something else like TE something. But go online, search that up. It'll ask you a bunch of questions. The more details you can give it, like body fat and exercise activity and muscle mass, all of that would be ideal, but you don't need it. It'll give you a very general range of your BMR and then the activity. And then based on your goals, it'll give you your numbers. But just use those online or use ChatGPT just so you can prevent going into too much of a deficit. Because if you go in too much, you're not going to be able to sustain it. And consistency is the number one thing. You're gonna have you literally can't even get through the day. It's miserable. That's why, like, another good example is bodybuilders when they're on stage, they feel so bad and like crap because their hormones are down, they have no food in them,
Yeah.
their energies are down, they
Like
have nothing.
when UFC fighters do their cut.
Yeah, exactly.
They look as lean and shredded as possible, and you're like, he looks lean.
I want
and
to
then
look like him. No, you don't.
he's in the worst state, and you see the interviews after, and they're like, this is awful.
That you don't want. Yeah, exactly. I have gotten to a point where I was the leanest I've been. I think I was at like 6 or 7%, dude.
6 or 7% body fat.
Body fat. I was miserable. I was miserable. It was absolutely horrible. Not only you can't even eat any food. I was literally eating like 100 calories over that metabolic rate, I think.
What were you doing?
Just food.
Just trying it.
Just food.
No,
yeah, I was trying it.
Yeah.
Just me
Just,
being
like, cutting.
stupid and seeing, well, let me see how lean I can get.
Well, I mean, I did that too.
Trying to prove a
Remember we
point.
did that?
Yeah. But so that's the biggest thing. So we covered that calorie deficit. There's too much. There's too little. It's all based on your basal metabolic rate. Keep it so simple. Use ChatGPT. Use the calculators online. If you use ChatGPT, it'll give you all this information at once. Any questions on that or foundational stuff with fat loss before we get into the recommended approaches?
No. You're doing a really great job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've just dealt with so many. I've gone through this conversation hundreds of times.
I'm sure.
But it's hard For people that are struggling with weight mentally, it's one of the hardest things, and then physically to do it, it's one of the hardest things. So I got 3 recommended approaches, and then I got 4 non-recommended approach that I know people are going to want to know about. Let me start with the 3. Number 1 is the only diet that I would recommend, and not many people think it's a diet, is tracking. We've talked about this on a previous pod. Tracking, if you can build a good relationship, is the most straightforward, calculated, and probably best way to do it.
Can I say a follow-up to that? I don't know if it's going to be on your thing, a little bit off of tracking. I would prioritize protein.
Pin that.
Okay.
Hold that. I'm gonna have you come back to that, so make sure you remember that thought.
Okay.
Did you have more to that, or was it just the
No, well, I mean, just the follow-up, because why?
All right, you're gonna get on. You're gonna take.
Why? Is that one of the 3?
It's one of the not one of the 3 recommendations, because I'm talking about more.
Oh, okay.
Like big picture, but that's one of the key priorities for sure. So you're gonna talk about that. So, calorie counting, macro tracking, bro. It's straight data, right? You go to ChatGPT or one of these sites, go get the calculations that I just told you about, ask it what your macros should be for your goal, so that you're not in too much of a deficit, but you want to burn this amount and get to this goal. It's going to give you your protein, it's going to give you your carbs, and it's going to give you your fats. Then all you got to do is just do.
Let me ask you a question. Is burning fat equal losing, or like looking better, losing weight?
It's burning fats, looking better.
So my question is, we do, like, the big thing on social media is walking at an incline because you're burning fats.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead. Does that result in losing weight or looking better any more than you burning 100 calories running?
So,
Get what I'm asking?
yeah, 100%. Scientifically, it's not wrong. Because what you're doing is you're doing exercise that is predominantly fat burning, right?
Which is what, zone 2?
Yes, Carson. I love that you brought the zones into it. Zone 2 and low zone 3 is... Please look at the video. So zone 2 and low zone 3 is predominantly fat burning.
Yeah, it is.
You still have carbs in there, but predominantly fats as fuel. Because the difference between carbs and fats for fuel, fats are longer and more sustained, but they take longer to break down. So they're not immediate. So that's why during low intense activity, they have more time to break down and use them as fuel. But for fats will keep us alive. If that's why people who are on keto and stuff, they got no problem, because they're just using fats as fuel. Carbs are immediate. They'll act in the moment. That's why during my workouts, I eat an insane amount of carbs. So yes, that is right. But also no. Like, I think that's just looking way too deep into it, because if you're trying to burn body fat, this goes into the calories in, calories out. You really just want to focus on burning calories in the right amount. So not too much, again, to put you in that state, but enough to get you in like that right deficit range. But like for someone trying to burn body fat versus like just do regular activity, I'm not gonna tell the person trying to burn body fat to go do the treadmill versus like a regular run. Like at the end of the day, it all comes down to the calories that they're burning. To say that a person that was doing more fat burning activity versus carb burning activity is gonna have a better physique is just no.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Fair.
So great question, but I would say recommendation number 1 would be tracking, because it's very straightforward. However, the con to this is that the relationship with it. You can be consistent with tracking, but it's hard because it's very, very mundane, number 1, but tedious. You have to put in all the food. You have to get a scale if you want to do it the right way. You're going to have to try to manage it when you're going out to dinner. It's hard. So to be consistent with it, it's very hard. And then the biggest problem with tracking is when people don't track, they don't know how to control themselves.
Right.
And I was guilty of this. You just go all out.
Right.
But that's a diet. When you're not on the diet, you're off the diet. And you're really off the diet. So that's why it's recommendation number 1, but Recommendation number 2 would be a meal plan. So there's a couple of ways a meal plan can be. Number 1, it can be similar to tracking, where it's like this is like a bodybuilding meal plan where it's the exact foods to the exact number to the exact macronutrient, all of that. That's very specific.
It's an easier way of tracking, kind of.
It's just like tracking without tracking. But you're stuck.
Right.
You're very stuck there. One of the meal plans that I wrote when I was coaching was a general structured meal plan, where you would have a meal plan, so you would know about what to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah. So instead of it saying have 4 ounces of chicken, it would say have 4 ounces of list of proteins.
Have 1 serving of this.
Well, exactly.
I lost a ton of weight on that.
Yeah, dude. So I think that was most sustainable because if you were weighing your food, it would obviously be more exact. But you weren't limited to just freaking chicken or beef the entire.
And also, once you scale down and lose the weight, you can stay in that diet, just up the portion.
So it's very realistic. When you go out to dinner, it's the same idea.
Right.
You're not weighing it, but you learn so much from the
where you're at.
That you're like, okay, what meal has a protein, carb, and a veggie? Or if I don't get a veggie, I'll just get it later during the day or something like that. So that's why I like the structured meal plan rather than like the exact meal plan. Because the exact meal plan is just tracking without tracking. The structured meal plan is so realistic.
Yeah. I would love to show them an example. If anyone wants an example, I guess just
put it in the comments. I'll send it.
Yeah, I have the chart still from you.
Put it in the
worked
comments.
Great. I lost. If you stick to that, you'll lose weight.
How about this?
No doubt. 30 days guaranteed.
If you stick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it in the comments if you are interested in it. I'll send it over to you. But I have 2 asks in return. Number 1 is to... What's number 1?
Do you have 2 asks?
I do, but I don't know which one I want to do first. Number 1 is to sign up for the Mano Minute, our daily newsletter. And number 2 is to review the pod. Give it a 5-star.
Good.
So that's 2. Is a meal plan. There's 2 ways to do that one. I think it's so good for teaching you too, because eventually what happens is you won't need the meal plan because you'll just know what you need. So then you can have your off days, but then you can get right back into the plan. But it's not like this whole tedious process. But then that also turns into recommendation number 3, and that is whole food, quality of food. If you don't want to track,
they go hand in hand with
if you don't want to follow a meal plan, one of the simplest, but not easy, the simplest things that you can do is just focus on the quality of food. Real whole food. What do I mean by that? Look at the label. If there's a label, there's a good chance it's not a real food. Most things, even like meats and stuff, have labels, but you know what I mean. If it has an ingredient that you can't read, or is that just is not from our earth, can't have it. Quality is king. Now, there's levels to that. I wouldn't go cold turkey because then it's going to get hard. Just like we were saying with the artificial sugars versus natural sugars versus getting completely off it. Like, work your way out of it. But quality of food, because you're giving the body the nutrients it needs. You're giving it the food that it wants, that it can digest, which means it's going to react differently. Your body's going to tell you when it's full. It's not going to have those sugar cravings. It's going to put you in this natural state where it kind of all works itself out, because you're going to be having high protein, which we're going to get into. So the third one is quality of food in combination with the key priorities that we're going to get into in a few.
Love it.
Those are the big 3. The fourth one that's not a recommendation, but that I have to mention, that's hot right now in weight loss.
Damn, I was going to guess, but then you said hot and weight loss. I don't know.
No, guess.
I don't know.
Guess.
Sleep.
No.
I know, but I feel like that would be good for weight loss.
That's very good. We're talking about approaches.
Yeah.
That's a key priority. So you already touched on two of the key
No way.
priorities. Yeah. Fourth approach that I recommended is a loose term.
Don't know.
Weight loss drugs.
Oh.
So Ozempic, Wegovy, all of those. I have to mention this. I will preface this conversation with I am neither for nor against them. I am right in the middle. Reason for that is because it has helped a lot of people, but it also has hurt a lot of people. So I want to just give my overall thoughts on it, and then we'll move on. The main thing people should know is that these drugs were originally diabetes drugs that had a positive side effect of weight loss, but they were to control blood sugar. And when it turned into this weight loss focus, they didn't change the drugs around, they just increased the dose. So diabetics are at a lower dose of these drugs versus people are taking them for weight loss. They've just upped the dosage. And I don't know if this is completely accurate now, but I remember hearing it on a podcast. The only difference from drug to drug is the dosage rather than like the formula. So again, don't quote me on that, but I remember hearing that from a pod, from Peter Attia's pod. So that's a big thing with it. The reason I'm in the middle, because there's a very right way to do it and there's a very wrong way to do it. The right way is to do it while also doing all the key priorities that we're going to touch on. So I'll save them. Right? That's the right way to do it. The wrong way to do it is to take them and continue living the lifestyle that got you there. The reason that the wrong way is to do it goes back into everything that we talked about versus weight loss and fat loss. With these drugs, if you maintain the same lifestyle that got you there, meaning it was probably sedentary, so not much movement, unhealthy foods, all of that. If you continue to do that and take these drugs, they are going to, yes, make you lose weight, but it's not the weight that you want. It's going to be primarily bone mass and muscle mass. And we already mentioned them before, how critical these are to maintain. What they have seen in the people that don't change their lifestyle alongside these drugs is they lose weight in those two areas, not fat mass. But in most cases, when people get off the drugs, they lost weight, let's say, keep numbers simple, 20 pounds. But then most of them put the 20 pounds back on. But now they lost probably 10 to 15 pounds
good weight
of muscle mass and bone, 5 to 10 of body fat, some body fat. But when they put it back on, it's an additional 10 to 15 of body fat. So throughout this entire period, they end up with more body fat at the same weight than they started. It's very, very scary, dude. I'm petrified of the reality that we are going to be in a significant bone mineral density loss and a significant muscle mass loss, especially when we're older. So the right way to do it, and this is going to go into it, if you are taking these, make sure you are changing your lifestyle as well. Just like you would do to lose weight, do everything you would do to lose weight if you weren't on these drugs. And then you think about this as just a tool or a boost. So, let's get into the key priorities. Carson, what are two of the key priorities?
I would start with sleep. Sleep is a huge priority in anything you do. Mentally, physically, weight loss, bulking, muscle recovery, whatever it is, sleep's at the forefront of it.
I don't want to order these, but that's one or two.
Well, my second one that I got correct was prioritizing protein.
Yeah, so let me touch on sleep real quick.
Go ahead. I know you want to go more.
Fun fact. I love just fun facts. Fun fact on sleep. The way we, when we burn body fat, when you lose body fat, what happens to it? This is really cool. We actually breathe it out in form of CO2.
Is that right?
Primarily when we're sleeping.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's very
so
cool.
when fat breaks down and we use it as fuel and we burn it, it gets broken down a huge process all the way into CO2, and then when we're sleeping, we breathe it out.
Nice.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Need sleep.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. Go ahead.
2.
Yeah.
Prioritizing protein. That was a big one for me when we did the cut that I did with you, and I've done it before. Main reason.
I have 2 main reasons. See if you can hit them.
There's almost no way, if you're eating clean foods, that you'll overeat if you prioritize protein. It fills you up so much.
I don't want to call absolutes, but you're so right.
Yeah. The fillingness you get per calorie is times a cajillion with protein.
So, yeah. And if you combine protein and healthy fat, you will be you'll be stuffed to the gills.
Yeah. You can have a chicken breast that'll fill you up for 300 calories.
Yeah. A lean protein is a cheat code. And very little calories.
It also helps you put on muscle. Which
that was
we talked about at the beginning.
2.
The priority should be putting on muscle because
maintain or
raises
gain.
your.
Do it to him. Give it me, Carson. Give it to me.
I don't have it.
B.
Nope.
Basal
metabolic heart rate. Fuck, not heart rate. I don't know.
Close though. BMR. Yeah, protein. So satiety. So that's feeling full, and then Anthony's word, satiating. And then to maintain or gain lean muscle. Bang.
I hit both of them too.
Yeah.
I listen to you. When you talk, I listen.
You do. You really do.
People think I don't.
We already touched on some of these other ones, but since you already touched on sleep, another reason why sleep is so important is because of stress management. So I said I would put sleep at either 1 or 2. My other 1 or 2 is stress management. For a couple reasons. Number 1, a weight loss journey, a fat loss journey is one of the most mentally taxing things. And the reason it's so hard is because it's mentally taxing, which is chronic stress. Chronic stress inhibits our body from burning fat as fuel. So in order to optimize how much body fat you are burning, you need to be in a healthy stress level. Really trying to manage stress. So chronic stress, which is long term, and acute stress, which is in the moment. Physical stress is healthy from exercise. That's good stress. We really need to manage the stress outside of it. And sleep is one of the best ways that you can manage that stress. But then also, this is why weight loss and fat loss is hard, is because there's a lot of induced stress with it. So if you can come up with the best way for you, where you are also managing and focusing on stress, so important.
I saw a clip of Huberman on a breathing mechanism.
Yeah.
That the best way to breathe when it's stressful, per the studies, you actually do it when you're sleeping without even knowing. Do you know what the breath mechanism is?
It's when you're sleeping. Well, he has a couple. I have 2 that.
The one he gave was, I forget the name for it, but it's a double inhale and then an exhale. So it would look like.
Yep. Yeah, it's
And the studies show that is the best. That breathing mechanism is the best way, clinically, that they have found you can deal with stress in the moment.
I know. I was literally. I know.
And I literally just saw the clip. It was awesome.
Was it? I just saw it recently too. He has another breathing mechanism called non-sleep deep rest, which is really good as well. But that also helps you like get to sleep and stuff like that.
I've heard that one from him in the past.
Yeah.
But that double inhale.
Oh, man, I can't remember what... the physiological sigh. That's what it is. Yeah, it's that double inhale, but it's all the way in and then getting that extra in. So important. So, we got stress management. We got sleep. We got protein, high protein. Consistent calorie deficit, the right calorie deficit. Food quality, we touched on. Water, so important for your metabolism and then just for everything that water does in our body. That was the big one. That
Get your water in is a big one.
And then last one, resistance training. Heavy emphasis on resistance training. Carson, tell them why. Same as protein.
Build muscle. Muscle is the priority to raise
your...
Give me the first word again. Why can't I get the first word?
An Italian herb.
That doesn't help.
Basil. It's not.
That should have helped. Basal metabolic rate.
How you doing?
The resistance training is primarily how I did it. How I ended up losing. And it wasn't like a drastic weight loss, but my before and after are pretty, you can tell.
And the reason it wasn't drastic was because, look, resistance training, you're not going to burn as many calories in the moment.
It was resistance training and walking. That's all it was. I didn't run at all back then.
Yeah.
Not once.
This is why long-term weight loss is the best. Because you're not going to burn as many calories in that resistance training session as you would with cardio. But over time, you're going to burn way more body fat because of the muscle side of it. I got 6 more things.
You know how much weight I'm going to lose when I get to use the bathroom after this?
That's gross.
Okay.
Water weight?
Yeah, water. All water.
I wasn't sure.
No, all water. All right. I don't even know why you went to...
You always got to pee.
Yeah, I do.
All right, so let's close this out with some things to think about. Number 1, I know you've heard of these before. You can't out-exercise a poor diet.
Oh, I have heard that one.
100%.
Was that from you?
No, it's very... You probably saw it on social, but
I'll give it to you.
I've said it. I definitely didn't coin it.
I'll give it to you.
But I don't want to put this exact number to it. Me, personally, I think nutrition is 70 to 80% of it. Especially
Did you just say this today?
I did say this today, actually. Yeah, because we were talking about the topic.
Oh.
I think. Maybe.
No. Yeah.
But that's because you can just move your body to fat loss. Carbs are not the problem. Fats are not the problem. Fasting is not magic. You can lose body fat without fasting, and it's actually preferred. More gym time doesn't mean more fat loss.
You were proud of that one.
Yep. This is a very important one. The scale doesn't reflect body composition. Use the scale as a metric.
Use the mirror.
Use the mirror. Seriously. Because of all the components of ways we talked about losing weight, you can't just look at the scale. Also because of water weight, all of that. You're going to drive yourself in crazy. And that leads me to my closing drop the mic one. The most important thing when it comes to a fat loss journey. Not enough people focus on it. You have to focus on the mental game of this. If you can get down the mental game, and I relate this, even though I'm not trying to burn body fat, but I'm trying to do significant endurance activity, it starts with the mental game. And you know where it ends? With the mental game. I really wanted you to finish that.
It starts and ends with the mental game.
But I'll finish with this. For real, I understand the difficulty of a fat loss journey because there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. If you are...
Yeah, but it sucks. It sucks because most of the time we do it the wrong way, and it sucks. Because
most of the
you're
time.
running on E, like we talked about earlier. When I did it, it sucked. I was running on E, but when we ran it back and did it the right way, it was not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I saw the progress because I was doing resistance training, eating right, and just like limiting the calories. I saw the progress maybe quicker.
Yeah.
Mere progress. Maybe not on the scale, but visually, you can see it fast.
Definitely tell. And that's another thing. Take progress pictures. I think they're so important. They're terribly uncomfortable in the beginning.
Yeah, they
I
are
remember
weird
when
in
you
the
sent
beginning.
them to me.
Oh my god.
You were like, dude, I'm disgusted.
I can't take these.
But it's because it just comes down to education. The biggest thing with nutrition, with living healthy, and the reason why I've done so well is because I'm very educated in it. You don't have to get educated to my point. I have a degree in it, right? It's a very different level of education, but you can get the education that you have. You have enough to know. You could tell someone that's asking how to burn body fat, yes, after this pod, but in general, because it's the key concepts. So with that to close though, if you are struggling to lose body fat, one of the things that Mano does is we have a coaching platform. So we have a team of 12 coaches right now and growing. We have registered dietitians, we have health coaches, strength coaches. I would love to get you set up with one. Free consultation. We can just get you to find one that matches. Go to monowellness.co. Click the online coaching. We have our list there. If you want any of the meal plan structure, stuff like that, I'm happy to give it. Just do those 3 things. Comment, review us, and follow the Mano Minute newsletter.
Yep.
It's all free. So that's all we ask in return. We appreciate everyone listening. I hope I
happy to help. Yeah, we're happy to help.
Let me ask something.
If you have questions, we're happy to help.
And
by we, I mean you, because
if you put on some weight this winter,
I will.
You bulk a little bit.
I will.
Are you gonna know how to burn the body fat off?
Yeah.
From this pod?
I've actually done it. From this pod, but back to back, I put weight on in the winter. First time it wasn't healthy weight, and then the second time it was healthy weight, and then the second time we cut it properly. So weight goes on in the winter. The pumpkin cold foam's out, baby. There's a little bit of ice cream.
You know what's happening in the winter for your boy? I'm gaining healthy weight.
Yeah,
healthy weight. Race. What is healthy weight? Lean muscle. And maybe some fat. But we're going to talk about that in a later episode when we talk about gaining lean muscle.
That's right.
Close them out, Cars.
For now, we're just going to have a week.
Peace.